Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our evening stream, and I have lost count of what number we are up to because we have been, seems to be permanently removed from live streaming. So we are premiering this, and we will be in chat with you guys, as you will know. Welcome in, Growler. How you going, mate?
Yeah, getting there, sis. A bit, as we're talking, a bit drained and a bit, just jumping on everything I can and draining myself out. You know how it goes. But it's just great to be back in our church and our beautiful family online here that means so much to us. And yeah, just hope you're all well. And yeah, just a big love and shout out to everyone out there. Thank you. Thank you for your prayers.
All right. And thank you to the Messy gentleman who, as usual, is putting
Absolutely.
this together for us. So thanks, Messy.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah, Messi, you are a jet, mate.
You're a jet fighter. All right. So we have quite a show for you guys tonight. And as if you would have seen my post before, it is about the United States Space Force, which was commissioned a year ago, but in reality, we'll be telling you all the truths amongst all the lies that you've heard about that, truths that we have researched to the best of our knowledge, and the what the research has led us to believe and to that has to be backed up with scripture. Of course, this all has to be backed up by the creator, because he's the one that knows. He's the one that's really knows what's going on here. So
Sure.
we're going to start off with the scripture tonight, because this is where it's all coming from, guys. It's coming from one source. Everything on this earth that is in this realm is coming from one source. And we're going to start off with Isaiah 12. Sorry.
14.
Sorry,
14,
Isaiah
verse 12.
14 and verse 12. And I would just like to say hi to all my family online, which I just forgot. Sorry, guys, but I love you all. You know, you guys all know that we're always praying for you, always thinking about you guys. And we know that we're all going to meet soon one day. So we don't have long to wait. And this is how we know. So we're going to dig into that now. Okay, so Isaiah 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Father. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Father in heaven, I just commit this stream into your hands tonight. I ask for your guiding counsel. I ask for anybody here that doesn't know you, that you will touch them mightily in the spirit, because we don't preach religion. We don't preach anything. We just tell the truth. So, Father, have your hand upon this, and everybody who is listening to this, give them the utmost gift of your Holy Spirit. I thank you, Father. So, we're going to start off with well, Growler's done most of the work on this one, guys, but I mean, I'm going to be chiming in all over the place. He's done a lot of the legwork for what the videos that have been shown, and so I'm just going to quickly pass it over to him so he can start it off for you guys.
Thanks so much, Beck, sister. Great to be part of your team and part of the family here that we cherish so much. And I did come along the 1 year anniversary of Space Force and working at Military and Maritime Defence Foundation trade shows, and you get to know your military industrial complex companies and who's aligned with who and who does what. When I first saw this, the first thing I thought was this Bible scripture, and having a look at the logo of Space Force and what it means, and their their logo and their their motto of Semper Supra, which converted into Latin is above all. And as I was watching Pensy and the rest of the droids in front of the camera as we go into this video, so it's really strange. Now, if you have a look at this woman coming up, and you have a look at Chris Miller, the acting Defence Secretary who replaced Mark Esper. He's just temporary Defence Minister of the DoD, Pentagon, and Space Force. They're very, very weird, and that really, really picked me out. And this is from my study. When you watch these people talk, there's something really, really wrong. And I think they've got to be the fallen greys, whatever. That's what I've come up with. I'll stop and start it. So if we can just pull up the motto, I'll just quickly go through that there with you guys. And
if I could just make a disclaimer here, just for anybody new that might be in the house, we, Growler and I, and I think all of our family here, if you're new, we know that what the biblical account of where we live, it says that we live on a flat, stationary, non-rotating, non-immovable plane, which has a firmament over it, a dome if you like, and it is set on pillars. The space that you see out there is water. And that is what the Bible says. I'm not making this up, guys. And there are a lot of well-meaning, let's say, believers, Christians out there who will not take this into their hearts and ask the Father for the truth. They just refuse to see it. I know one very well who just refuses to see this. If you are a follower of the Father and his Son, and you do not believe what I'm just said was true, if you still believe there are planets, if you still believe there is a vacuum of space out there, you need to hit your knees and ask the Father to show you the truth, because all things are being revealed in this end time. All things. Not just some, he's revealing it to all. Now, some of us, he revealed this stuff to quite a few years ago. A lot of you are just catching up now. That's fine. We don't care what level you're at, but we just need to tell you that this is all to do with the lies and the trickery of the United States government and NASA. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, sister. And like we said, this is what we've come up with, guys. We really implore you to do your own study. It's very, very important, because we can miss a lot. You guys can add. Maybe we can see a few things, vice versa. So the first thing I saw was this SF logo. Now, extremely, extremely interesting. Now, I'm going from, now, look, they say Space Force is 1 year old. It's not. It was first called Air Force Space Command, based out at Buckley, Schreiber in the US, NORAD, Florida, other underground bases. Let's say you go to the UK, you've got Fylingdales, you've got Menwith Hill, all these big golf ball satellite ground stations are all part of the grid. All part of the link up. And you've got places in the UK, you've got all with your Five Eyes, Japan, Australia. You have Geraldton, Western Australia. They run the same and separate systems as well, along with the Space Force, of course. Northwest Cape in Western Australia as well. The northern halfway up. Western Australia, they've got a naval base there that recharge the batteries of submarines, and of course a lot more. And then probably one of the biggest base in the world, and the most important base in the outside the US, let's say apart from Antarctica and everything, is Pine Gap. Now, I'm actually just going on a few restricted a few restricted areas, like let's say Pine Gap's are restricted 233. The restricted areas, the restricted airspace of Groom Lake is restricted 4808. So I think they're sort of like numbered portals, but I'll go into that at another time if we have time. So I just quickly want to go through this here, and so you can actually see with all the Five Eyes and Five Eye partners and all your other followers and allies, they're building this whole massive grid. They've built this whole massive grid, and look, you can even just Google Space Force headquarters at Patrick, and you can Google it at Florida, and it's just horrendous. I hate to see what's underneath, really. So, but I just want to quickly go through this here, guys. Now, you have the logo here, the symbol. Now, I'm just going to read through it here. The silver outer border of the Delta signifies defence and protection from all adversaries. Now, I wonder who the adversaries they are referring to. Now, I've heard so many times that ESAT systems and ComSat systems and working with against the USSR and China and that, they call that the battle space domain. Now, I think the real battle space domain is the good angels fighting the bad angels, and this is a weapon system that they need to fight it with. So I think the adversaries are actually the Father's angels. And so we'll keep reading. And the threats emanating from the space domain. The black area inside embodies the vast darkness of deep space. Outer darkness, of course it does. So we're going to go down here. The four beveled elements symbolise the joint armed forces supporting the space mission: Air Force, Army, Navy and Marines. And I'll go into that in just a second. Now we go over to the top right here. Inside the Delta, two spires represent the action of a rocket launching into the outer atmosphere in support of the central role of the Space Force in defending the space domain. So they're warring with the Father. That's what it is. If you really want to go on a big scale here, it's not against countries, mate. It's good versus bad. Now, if you have a look with that one I just did, you see how it points to, it's like an upside down triangle. Well, if you even look even closely, you see the highlighted upside down triangle there, but have a look at the sides there. You got one side there, and it's in the shape of a pentagram. So 1, 2, 3, there's 5. Now I'm going to come down to the next one here. In the center of the Delta is the star Polaris. Wonder whose star that is. And I wonder who wants to steal it. Isn't that amazing, hey? As above, so below.
Polaris is the only star that does not move. So for all of those NASA fans out there, it's funny that we're flying through space at 666 million miles an hour, but then there is just one star that sticks with us, but everything else is moving. I believe the North Star represents the Father. Yes.
Yep. Absolutely. And which symbolises how the core values guide the Space Force mission. So if you go back up and have a look at that upside down pentagram, and then you've got that star here, it's sort of like saying Satan is on top here looking down on Polaris. Okay, and as we just read those Bible scriptures, that he wants to ascend up above the clouds, above the heights, above the Father, and be on top. Well, I'm sorry, mate, you're in for a bloody rude shock. You really are. And because he's just going to be destroyed. He's going to be destroyed just with a breath. It's that simple. I mean, you have a look at the technology involved. It is just jaw-dropping here. Utterly jaw-dropping. You imagine what the Father, he just has to say something. I mean, just smash it all down. I mean, I just can't go there. I mean, going here is hard enough. And to people who have had all these UFO sightings and Tic Tac sightings and fast walkers getting based in different parts of mountains around the world, because when Jesus comes back, he's going to roll the sky back like a scroll. So what they're going to do is they're going to try and unleash all this weaponry to try and kill Jesus when he comes down. How about that? Just think about that. That is just so full on. That is just massive. I mean, basically, yeah, there's war here with us, but I mean, they're setting up this whole military group, China, Russia, everything, all these countries are all secretly in on it. You have a look at the allies down at Antarctica. I tell you what, they're all waiting to have this war. And that's why I picked it. Yeah, that's right. And it's just hopefully we're out of there by who knows. Like I said, I don't go into the rapture business at all. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just the way it is. We've got far more important things to worry about than that. But geez, I tell you what, I wouldn't mind one now. That's for sure. So, to no further ado, guys. Now, I want you to have a look at this. Utterly. And you can read between the lines here. Very, very poignant. Thanks, Miss.
Okay, so I'm not sure what happened there. Sorry, guys.
Here we go. Here it is.
There we go.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Counting backwards, do everything backwards.
Fake battle space picture here. Right.
2, 1, 0, and lift off.
So if we can just stop there, yes, that would be good, mate. Okay, so I'm not sure if it actually all came out properly, but you can actually have a look how the world is collaborating. The world's militaries are collaborating for the final day with a final day, with the war against the saints and the angels and Jesus coming down to cook Satan left, right, and centre. And I mean, like I said, if you have a look at all their technology, it's just utterly mind-blowing. And can you imagine just a word that comes out of his mouth, and the power and the glory will smash him down in 2 seconds. It is unbelievable. The gravity and the size of this is just beyond comprehension. No one can comprehend. Even I can't comprehend it. It's you're going to have lasers, you're going to have Jews, you're going to see everything if we're not taken up before then. I mean, it's just on such a level. As I've worked a lot of these trade shows, especially in Melbourne, and I tell you what, I mean, the defence industry, the military-industrial complex are the ones that are at the top here. They are the biggest. I mean, you have a look at your companies like Teledyne Ryan, which were accommodated by Northrop Grumman. You've heard of the TR3B. That stands for Teledyne Ryan. Now, Teledyne Ryan had the systems, and Northrop Grumman bought it because Northrop Grumman. You have a look at your TR6s and your TR3Bs and your triangles and that sort of thing. They're lifting body manned entry vehicles. So you have a look at the B-2 stealth bomber. Northrop Grumman do that. So you can actually see where it's going. So, I mean, you could be studying this stuff for years and years, which I have. I find it fascinating. But I'm studying it on a point of view where it is on such a level that, and like I said, this technology is nothing compared to the Father's. And I mean, I can't, like I said, I just can't go there. It's just too much. So I just wanted to show you, I found that they like to put things right in front of your face, like, because you've got your 6 garrisons, wings and units that are all in there. And embassies around the world, especially US, they have departments, your Marines, your Navy, Army, Air Force, then you've got Space Force and your cyber wings. So it's like watchmen and watchwomen. You know, let's say I take care of something and sister will take care of something else. So that's how they work in conjunction. Your armed forces, like Air Force will take care of air, Army land, naval sea, all that sort of thing, and they combine it together to bring this total spectrum dominance and this total totality of technology, because we all know that Satan can only be in one place at one time, where the Father is omnipresent. Now, if you have a look at it, I find the only way Satan can be everywhere is everywhere and trying to be omnipresent. Technology, your phones, this stuff, SATCOMs, ESAT systems, air, space, land, sea, whatever you want. You know, that's why all these things have to come together for Satan to get a battle space dominance of and control over his kingdom here.
While gaining control of the people down here by the other means of lockdowns and what the restrictions of what they're putting on the world right now. So there's he's hitting it from all angles. So okay, continue. Sorry.
So now if we can just fast forward this video for 5 minutes. I'm so sorry, Miss. Now they actually just keep going until we see that woman in red. That's fine. Just go back a bit. Yeah, that's it. This is a thing. If you can just pause it for a sec. Yeah. Now I have never had chills up my spine like this thing in the red that I've never seen before. And the next person next to her, or here, I'll call it it. And it. So Chris Miller, here's the acting DOD Defence Minister, as replaced by Mark Esper, as Trump supposedly got rid of Mark Esper. And if you have a look at it, it's really weird. Now have a look at as I showed Sis this, and she knew straight away. And I reckon these two, and maybe Pence, I don't know. I'm just saying these two here aren't human. They aren't human. I can tell you that right now.
No, I don't
And
think so.
it's very funny how you watch how she says benevolent. Benevolent. She always says benevolent, and it's just with such evil. It is with such evil, with such cunningness, and people won't see. It's really weird. So we'll just go through a little bit of the talk, and then we will break it down a little bit. Thanks, mate.
The Department of the Air Force, the establishment of the Space Force. Ma'am, thank you for your passion and for your leadership.
Thank you, General Raymond. What a pleasure it is to be a part of a team headed by the leadership of General J. Raymond. Call him Hap Raymond, but it's an Air Force thing. You know, for millennia, humanity has turned its gaze to the stars for inspiration. Today, we celebrate the nation's newest service, dedicated to protecting free and open access to the ultimate high ground for all benevolent actors.
Benevolent actors.
Trump, the coordination and cooperation with Congress on bipartisan effort, the clear vision of a service was established to protect the American way of life, and it was launched under the name of the United States Space Force.
Space Force was ready. Space Force was actually came in. Space Force actually came in. Sorry about that, mate. Space Force was actually Space Command, and that was actually initiated in the 50s. So Space Force has just been renamed. The Space Command, Air Force Space Command, has just been renamed as Space Force. It's been going since the 50s, and anyone in US military knows that. They've built all the comm buildings at Patrick and Kennedy and wherever else, but like I said, I'd hate to see what's underneath. So just, we'll just keep playing and just study this thing.
Mike Pence.
There's so much to break down here.
Two of the United States military services were established when George Washington was president. Then technology opened two new domains. Yesterday, we celebrated the first flight by Wilbur and Orville Wright, a flight that laid the cornerstone for the U.S. Air Force. And today, we celebrate the protection of space assets by the new U.S. Space Force. In its first year, you might have expected a Space Force to build a new headquarters leadership team, maybe to publish planning guidance, maybe to transfer 2,500 airmen from the United States Air Force into the Space Force. And maybe you might have thought that they would be able to establish a force multiplier program to generate a digitally fluent Space Force. The Space Force, in fact, did all of that. But because of the bold leadership of Jay Raymond and his team, the Space Force also detected incoming missiles in Iraq 5 days after the elimination of Soleimani, and ultimately saved a great number of American lives. The United States Space Force completed its first national security space launch. It conducted space war games with Five Eyes partners as well as France and Germany. The Space Force anticipated International Space Station collision risk with space debris, and the ISS maneuvered to avoid that risk, ensuring the safety of our astronauts and the space station. And for the first time in nearly a decade, the United States Space Force supported the launch of American astronauts from American soil on an American space capsule. And so why does this matter? Well, it matters because every day, almost every American uses space, often without knowing it. Space controls our water, our power, and our banking. Space powers our information, navigation, and communication systems. Whether you're an Eastern urbanite or a Midwestern farmer or a hiker in the high Sierras, you're probably using space. Space must, therefore, be protected for all benevolent actors.
We
Today,
stopped there.
we salute the vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I just don't know what to say. I mean, if you can read between the lines here, guys, we know that the war is between the Father and Satan. We know this. So they're trying to throw in another thing as well, as they're saying it doesn't matter if you're in the Sierras, it doesn't matter if you're a farmer, it doesn't matter. Let's say you're underground in the
Mm,
sewer,
mm,
you
mm.
are trapped. You are
That's
in
right.
this grid system. You are in this grid system.
That's right.
So basically imprisoning everyone here on this plane, and on top of that, fortifying this plane as using this plane as a basing structure to fight against the Father. That's what they're doing through all the like Germany, Spain, Japan, Australia, UK, America, and the list goes on. The list goes on. So you can see, I don't understand, and Trump has actually said this with Space Force. He said, you would not know or even dream or think of what sort of weapons we've got. And, to be honest, I think no one knows. No one knows. Only people that are got very high TSSCI clearance within the military establishment here. So if you like I said, if you try and grasp the complexity of it, you try and grasp the size of it, you try and it's just utterly mind blowing. And these people here, and like I said to Sister, and we will go on to the Star of Bethlehem that's coming in, and I really reckon, and especially with the Israeli. The top Israeli defense chief coming out and saying that yes, there is a galactic federation. There is, and that's what they call their so-called workers here at Space Force Guardians. Now we all have guardian angels if we're saved, and we all have guardian angels assigned to us. Now, why are these people calling themselves guardians? See, it's as above, so below.
Because
You
they're
really,
angels as well.
yeah,
Because they're
that's
angels as
correct.
well. They're
That's
fallen
correct.
angels. And these
Absolutely,
ones
they
that
are.
you're looking at speaking here, they are the fallen that fell on Mount Hermon. You see, they
Mm,
don't die, but they can keep
mm,
inhabiting host bodies. So,
mm,
since the fall
yeah,
of before the flood, is why the
yep,
Father wiped out the whole earth in the first place, is because of these
mm,
creatures. They
mm,
fell and they have
yep,
inhabited human people ever since.
yep. That's right.
The only way they can inhabit people, though, is if they give them the right. They must
Mm,
give
mm,
over
mm,
their own free will to these things, just to make that clear.
mm.
But yeah,
And of course we know that the prize ground for Satan is Israel, because that's where
that's
our
right.
King and Messiah died. And we all know that they fell to Mount Hermon. Now, just another side dish here. You do have the second biggest UN base, and that's at Mount Hermon. Okay,
That's
so that's
right.
very funny. That's the second biggest place, UN base. But by rights, I would say that Mount Hermon and Israel, and because Israel will be heading the NWA. They will be heading the NWA from Israel. And most likely, I would say the biggest UN base in the world is at Mount Hermon, under Mount Hermon. It would just be so colossal that no one would be able to understand it. And sometimes I think, geez, I love things about Area 51, and if it flies, I want to know about it. I really do. I want to know about it. And I'm probably the only one who hasn't seen a damn UFO, and it's not fair. That's the way it is. But I know they're there. I know all your military industrial complex companies. Especially your aerospace companies, and we all know that Satan is Prince of the Air. We all know that, and all these aerospace companies all these objects, your TRs, your TE6s, fast walkers, whatever else they've got. The only way to really fight that is if Satan is Prince of the Air. So he's using these vehicles. He's using these vehicles for. They can cloak, they can decloak. they can basically just disappear. They move so fast it looks like they disappear. And if you jump on the net and have a look at fast walkers, and go on to only real UFOs, and the last one this morning had a tic tac, and a fast walker just came crashing through there at awesome speed. If you have a
Go
look at
to
it and really,
go to
only
Donny of
real UFOs.
Daytona's latest. No, well,
Absolutely,
Donny of
absolutely.
Daytona has just done 2 videos, part 1 and 2,
Mm,
where he's had to
mm,
slow it down 25
yep,
times just to catch these
yeah,
things shoot off like you're saying, fast
yeah.
walkers.
Yeah, and as we had in quite a few live streams behind Adventures with Christian, and Bob Lazar was right, but probably not. But they were everywhere. So they actually caught fast walkers on Groom Lake Road and Highway 375. They moved that fast that the camera could barely pick it up, and the way it was moving, and it basically just went straight into the mountain. It just went crash into the mountain. Saw a spark, and it just maybe a door opened up or it blends into the mountain. I don't know, but this is a technology that's actually present at this time. This time, so thank Jesus that He's got it, man. Thank Him, because there's no way you could fight this by yourself. There's just no way. There's no way. It's so far off the scale. It's not funny. So we'll just keep. Letting this thing talk,
Can
and
I
we'll break
just
it down.
mention something about that ring she had on? She had an emerald ring on, and these in Revelation, in Revelation 4, verse 3, and he who sat there was like a jasper and a sardius stone in appearance. This is talking about the Father. And there was a rainbow around the throne in the appearance like an emerald. They copy everything. They
Yep.
are copying it. It is as above, so below, but it's a mirror copy, a fake copy, a counterfeit version of reality. And that's emerald
Absolutely.
ring. I knew it as soon as I saw that emerald ring. That's why I said there is so much I could go into, break it down, but we actually don't have time to do that because we have to get this uploaded before another half an hour. So
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I just quickly like to say that we will quickly go into the Star of Bethlehem. Now, this Space Force was commissioned just a few days ago here. Now, C-19 started December. Everything's like a year anniversary here. It is like a year anniversary. Now we've got the Star of Bethlehem coming, and the matchup of Jupiter
the conjunction.
and that's right, the conjunction, and of course, Jesus had a star, didn't he? So Satan wants his too, doesn't he? So as above, so below. But we'll wait and see what happens with that. So if we can just keep going quickly. Thanks, mate.
Vision of the United States Space Force, because that vision and the leadership of the United States Space Force is defending the ultimate high ground for our nation.
As above.
Now, let me introduce and invite you to welcome the Secretary, the Acting Secretary of Defense, Chris Miller, who draws on myriad experience.
This is like pulling teeth.
And in special operations to offer unique insights into the space domain. Ladies and gentlemen, Secretary Miller.
Please don't make us sit through long of this thing.
No, it'll just be 5 minutes. You don't need any more.
I can't handle this guy.
I wouldn't torture people.
It's not a guy.
Was to join the Air Force and become an astronaut. And clearly my parents cursed me in my teens, and I had to get these things disqualifying me. But today I end up going into the Army and being a ground pounder. But today you'll notice I'm wearing my Air Force socks. Do not tell anyone in the Army. They'll think I'm a heretic. I hope there's not an ethics violation here, but I'm ready for some Space Force socks whenever they come out. Make sure you get around it.
No, he's fine.
No.
Just saying.
Lovely guy.
Incredible day. I'm humbled and beyond words to be able to be part of this. Secretary Barrett, Vice Chairman Heighton, General Raymond, family, welcome. What a day. What an historic day. Many of
What
their
an
leaders here
idiot.
today.
What an idiot.
What an idiot.
Thank you. Thank you for your vision, vital role played in standing up the Space Force. Sounds cliche at this point, following these great leaders. Very special thank you.
Only laugh at it.
Truly historic effort. 6 brands.
It's just off his
I've
brain.
never
Yeah.
seen, I've never seen someone so dorky.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
It's just a
Listen,
thing.
guys, we're
It's
not
not
having
a
a
person.
go at a person here, so don't.
No,
don't
we are.
think
We
we're
are.
being
We are.
judgmental.
Well, it's one of the
We're not.
greys. It's one of the greys, darling.
I'd ask him.
I'm
you know,
sorry.
say, what
We
do
can
you
only
wanna
have some
be?
fun.
So I get all sorts of wacky stuff about I want to be a baseball
Yeah.
player, lacrosse player. You know, it broke my heart, you know, because that's
You
what
haven't
our
got a heart,
country
you
had
monster.
come to with our space in the space
His
domain.
fingers nearly turned into
You know,
claws then.
Yeah, they
because
do.
of you all, our sons and our daughters now, when they're asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? Guess what they're going to say? Astronaut.
An idiot.
Astronaut.
Astronaut. Astronaut. Not Astra.
That's what I call
To create the first new service in over 70 years.
I can't do this. I got a mute.
Great description. You know, to talk about the historic legacy. Going back, Hap Raymond. You know, I know you're just not in your head. That's not. But that's really so telling and so remarkable.
Guys, I think that's enough of Chris because I've got my insides on the floor here. You know, poor Chris.
The father sits and
Poor
laughs
Chris.
at them.
I think that was a Holy Spirit that just came over. It's just
It
laughing
was.
at this meat axe. You know? The father laughs at their plans. Yes. Your sense of humour, Jesus, is beautiful. It really is. You've got to love it.
What a weirdo.
I mean, what's he on? What the hell is this thing on? This wasn't scripted, family. It really wasn't scripted.
It's supposed to be serious.
Oh dear, the joy of the Lord is our strength. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We promise you. We promise you we're
You're an
not on
idiot, Chris.
anything here.
We're not. You're an idiot, Chris. And that red and black thing before it. I mean, I wouldn't even drag that for a rubbish bin. I really wouldn't. Oh dear.
I wouldn't let my dog eat off its back.
Oh dear, we're in tribulation and couldn't be funnier, could it? No, I don't mean to. Oh my gosh.
Nothing wrong with us.
There is nothing wrong with that. And poor Chris and whatever that thing was before it. The only thing that was missing was the drool coming out of the thing's teeth at the start, you know.
Well, as I showed you, if you zoom right in on
papers, all the papers would have been soaked with all the drool. Oh dear.
If you zoom right in on these creatures, it looks like they've got plastic skin and guys, their teeth, their cane, what we call our canine teeth, they are sharp. They are, but you've got to zoom right in. But you can do that on your computers and that. But we wouldn't have been able to talk if we would have done that. We would have been laughing so hard. But don't think
probably
we're
the
mean
funniest, most serious live stream in the world.
Hey, like I said, the father sits and he laughs at the plans of the wicked. So how much can we do it as well? We can do that too. You know, this is they think they're so smart. They're talking like children. Oh, my space socks. Oh, I have got my space socks.
Yeah, look
Like,
better over your head, mate.
whoa. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh
Oh
dear.
dear. All right, I'm just
Okay.
going to leave the Christmas star to you for 10 minutes. Is that okay?
I don't do Christmas.
Dis.
I don't do
Yeah, I know,
Christmas.
me either. Yeah. Can't celebrate Nimrod and Tammuz. Oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm fasting that day, people. I'm fasting and praying.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I want to be
yeah.
covered. Thank you very much. And look. I'm sure you guys will be able to Google the real meaning of Christmas, and a lot of look. I'm not going to. Bug anyone for it or anything like that. It's up to you what you want to do. We can't tell you what to do, and we won't. We won't do that. But it's a very demonic day brought on by the RCC, and celebrating Nimrod, Tammuz, and Semiramis, and which is if you go, even if you go to the Vatican and have a look at their nativity scene, it's just utterly frightening. And
Oh, it's horrific.
Casey from Enter the Stars is breaking that down very soon, I think. So it'd be very, very it'd be a great idea to jump on his channel and have a look at that. And Rise does it as well. He misses a few things, but that's fine. Rise is a very good channel, and Casey from Enter the Stars is just utterly fantastic. He'll
Can't go past Casey.
he'll just pull the whole thing apart, and he will tell you things that you'd be horrified at. So,
Could I
with no
just read
further
out
ado,
this
sis.
bit?
Yeah,
Can I read
absolutely.
this out? Because there's a lot of speculation, because nobody has been alive this long. Now, some
No.
news articles are saying 1 in 200 years, others are saying 1 in 400 years, others are saying 1 in 800 years. So you take your pick. But this has not happened. This conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn, which will be 0.1 of a degree apart. I've done all my research into this bit. Now, this is called the Christmas star, because when Yeshua was born and Herod sent the wise men out to find where he was, this was the planetary alignment, and I use the word planetary with a lot of laughter as well. The plane alignment. Now, these stars were at the same place. Now, we have two things going on here. We've got the same conjunction coming up tonight here. That will be this afternoon. And we've had just whiteout skies, guys. I don't think I'll be able to film it. So looks like that's out. But then also,
so people have got Beck's email. Just send it to Beck. Just if you guys get
if
it
you
in
can,
America or
yes,
anywhere,
please.
just email it to us, please. Yeah.
Send it to me and
Sorry.
I'll post it. Now, the conjunction. Now, what did Herod do when he found out that Yeshua, Jesus, was being born? He sent the wise men out. He made a census in the land. All the people had to return to their hometowns. What's happened? Everybody's locked down in their hometowns. So you've got the same star pattern, the lockdowns, exactly the same as in the time of Yeshua. We have other parallels that, like I said, I'd rather you go and give Casey some love, go and show him that, because he will go right
awesome.
through that with you. But this great conjunction, as they're calling it, this is definitely part of the science and the sun and the moon and the stars, which the Bible speaks of. There is no doubt. There's no doubt. And as I was telling somebody yesterday, if I wasn't even a believer and I just saw these two things, this would start me questioning, wow, is the Bible true? Because these two things just in themselves, it's been 2,000 years, we're told, okay? So you get all these different articles. Don't worry about how long ago they said it was. Don't mess your brains up with that. Just know that this did happen at the time of his birth, at Yeshua's birth. And Yeshua was not born on Christmas Day, as Growler said. He was born when when the lambs were out in the pastures, which was spring in Israel. So we're looking. That's why Casey and I think exactly the same. We believe 9/11 was actually Yeshua's birthday. I've said that since for a long time. So this conjunction that we're not going to see. Now, if you also think they did not find where he was for 2 years, they did not find Yeshua for 2 years. So we very well may have another 2 years of this going on, which would make it 3 years that this has been going on for, since the first time that this disease was announced, the disease that got our live stream struck off. So I'm not going to say it. So there's just so much lining up here, guys. Guys, put your thinking caps on. Have a look yourselves. It's happening. There's no more waiting. And like Growler said, rapture or no rapture, we're there. We're at the end of the book. When it says that the stars will be shaken from the heavens, what happened with the Geminoid showers that has just happened? Do you think stars shaken to heaven are planets falling into the earth? Man, you don't even have one planet fall into the earth and live, let alone multiple stars falling to earth. That's why they're stars. They're falling down to the earth. This is where the war in heaven will transpire from heaven onto the earth. And we're in the middle of it. We're at the very start of it. We are at the start of it now. They knew this a year ago. They've known it forever, because they have the secret books. They have the secret knowledge. That's why you have to be one of these fallen or a very high puppet to know these secrets. Otherwise, they're revealed to you by the Holy Spirit himself. So there's no other way to know these things. It's just not. You still there, Growler?
Yes, I just made myself another Dutch curry soup. So anyone in the
right.
chat, do anyone in the chat want a nice Dutch curry soup? I can send it post pack. I can send it FedEx, whatever you like, there, guys.
Yep.
I thought this was going to be a serious stream, actually, but yeah, I think the whole it's great. I mean, it's good too.
We just wanted to get a really lot of information out in a really short time, because we were accidentally put on a time limit this morning. We thought we had all the time in the world, and then something went down, something kind of went wrong, and now we've got this scheduled for 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is only 15 minutes away. So I'm trying to say, let's try and wrap this up as quick as we can.
Yeah, I think that'd be good, because everyone in the chat as well, if everyone in the chat can say, what do you think? Well, I really think the Star of Bethlehem is the sign of the star of the Antichrist coming. That's
this
what
time
I get.
round.
That's what I really get, because that now saying Christmas isn't at that time and that time, we all know that Mary always had the dates and from the date palms, and the date palms were ripe at that time, so that's around spring summer. So right. It doesn't happen in winter, and shepherds don't tend to their flocks in winter either. No. So there's a very few good signs there, and I really feel that this star here will fool a lot of Christians who actually celebrate Christmas. They'll think, oh, it's Jesus coming back. Oh, it could be Jesus. And they're actually worshipping whoever this is or whatever it is. Like I said, I think it's, if the star comes, it's the AC, the birth of the AC, or the AC coming down, because...
And if it is,
That's just
we can
mine.
be sure. If it is, we can be
Yep.
sure of a water shedding event, because with a
Yes, we
birth there
can.
must be water. There must be water shed, so there will be a
Yep.
water. We've breaking news. We just had a 6.3, 6.4 earthquake in Japan a few hours ago as well, guys. So
Right.
tsunami alert has not been activated yet, but however, we don't know. We are looking for a
Well,
water event to go with the
yep.
birth of the Antichrist, which guys, it just
Mm,
means in place of. It's in
yeah.
place of the true Christ. So
And
that's
just
why he's not coming with horns and a pitchfork.
no,
It's
no.
going to be, he's going to seem to be the answer to everything. But you can assure yourself of one thing: if you're standing there in the flesh, and and
Mm,
and he's there, it is not Yeshua, because every eye will
that's
see
right.
him. He will crack the
Yes.
sky.
Yep.
Every eye
That's
will
right.
see. It's not
Mm,
going to
mm,
be televised that this
mm,
peacemaker has came, and or the Caladians have came, and the
mm,
intergalactic guardians of the galaxy have come, and they've
mm,
landed all their
mm.
spaceships over Earth, and they're going to
Yep.
help us because we're ruining the Earth. Climate change. Think CC, think 3-3, guys.
Yep. Yep.
Thinking. What do
And
we
just
need to
one more
say?
thing as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sorry. Before I forget, I just wanted to throw this in. I'm not sure. I know Poops
Mm,
goes over to Iraq next March, and we all know that he's a false prophet.
hmm.
We know the Euphrates River is dried up. So will
Yes,
he be there witnessing the loosing of the four angels? Because we are in tribulation. Um,
highly
it's
likely.
not saying. Yeah, it's. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is, but praying about it and going over it and that sort of thing. I mean, it'd
Highly
be
likely.
really great time. Yeah, so
It's
that's
a
just
really, really
another thing
exciting
to look
time
at.
to be alive. Yeah, it's an exciting
Yeah,
time to be alive. It's a hard time to be alive, and we understand that.
very hard, very hard.
And like Growler and I have had a really, really up and down last couple of
Yeah,
weeks, but
yeah.
we
Mm,
the only way we know how to draw our strength is just to say, Father, help me, help me.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Just keep pleading with him, guys.
Mm.
Like
And the prayers
he
of you guys
hears.
as well on the chat. Thank you, thank you. It's probably
Oh, they've
keeping us up.
helped.
Mm,
Absolutely.
yep,
You've
yep.
every little bit, and every time I pray for you all. I pray for you by
Yep,
name. I pray for you
absolutely,
by
guys.
remembrance, and
We
we really
love you
are
all.
a family. Yeah, we really are a family. But
You mean
in
the world
in
to us,
short,
guys. You really do. Mm,
in short, what we wanted to say was that this galactic space force, there is only
yep,
one reason it has been put together, and it is to make
that's right.
war, to go into heaven and kill the Creator,
Yep,
to kill the
that's
Father.
right.
Okay, they
That's him.
have the audacity, the hide to think that they can go and kill him. That just blows my mind that they think they
Oh,
can
mate.
even try.
Oh,
You know,
oh, I wouldn't.
it doesn't.
Would
It
would you even think it?
doesn't make
Oh my
sense.
gosh.
Doesn't
No,
make
no,
sense, but
no.
they don't make sense. So
Yeah,
that
well,
does
Satan doesn't
make
make
sense.
sense, and
No,
his
so it does
disembodied
make sense.
idiots don't. Mm, mm, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
So to weigh it
Well,
all
they
up,
lose.
in
Yeah.
1961 they first said, like you said, it was in the 50s, but in
Yep.
1961, now that is 60 years ago in
Mm,
2021. Go back,
that's right.
Agenda 21. This was put
Yep.
in the pipeline a long time ago. This is their crowning glory. This is their moment.
Mm,
The CV means
mm,
crown. It means,
yep.
so you just, all you have to do is throw about, you know, what is there, probably about 50 or 60 different things there in the mix, and
Yep.
chuck it in the
Yep. There's a
blender and
lot.
see what comes out.
Yep.
I tell you what
That's
comes
right.
out. What comes out is the book, and it's right in front of me, and it's telling me that the book of Revelation, we're here, we're alive, we're living in it. I don't know why. I don't think the
Me either.
Father is a game player, but I have had people say, then why is he playing games with people's lives? Why is he putting us all through this? There is a
I've
deeper
asked.
meaning that none of it. I have too.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
turned away from him at one point because I thought, when I watched Schindler's List, I thought this is sick that
Yep.
he would do this to people. But we don't understand. We don't know the big picture. We do know that
Nope.
evil and good must exist in this realm for so long, but there will come a time where this is all put to bed. And when it's put to bed, that forever's a long time, guys. So
Oh,
I
mate.
I just beg you all, if you don't know Jesus as your Lord and Savior, just ask the Father to reveal himself to you, to reveal his Son to you, and find a Bible, open it, ask him to open his word to make it alive to your spirit. Because I'm
Correct.
telling you, folks, I'm saying, I'm using a Paul and Adrian here. I'm telling
Yep.
you, folks, he is the only way out of this. And
Amen. Absolutely.
anyone who mocks or scoffs him, I don't care how high up they are, every knee
Yep.
shall bow, every tongue will confess that
That's
Jesus
right.
Christ is Lord of Lords and King of Kings. And that day is
Absolutely.
fast approaching. His watchmen
Yep.
and watchwomen have been warning and warning. We've been getting
Mm.
scoffed, mocked,
Yep.
spat on. We've been
Yep.
stoned, sawn in two. You name it. It's
Yep.
happened all across the board. It's still
Yep.
happening to our brothers and sisters in other countries. If we want to think we're hard
Sure
done
is.
by,
Yeah.
whoa, we're in luxury here. Absolute
Yep.
luxury. So before you think that you can't take any more, don't. Just hit your knees and pray, because it
Yep.
saved my life this week. It saved my
Yep.
very life. Okay.
Yep.
So please do not give up. Do
Yeah.
not give up. And don't give up for those of your family who are not there with you in spirit as
Yep.
yet. Don't, because that's all the enemy wants you to do. He will wear you down. I had a dream that this last night I had a dream this strange man came and grabbed me by the hand while I was looking at my husband sitting in the car waiting for me. I told Growler, I knew the interpretation of that dream straight away. That's what Satan does. He will come and he will try
That's
and
right.
grab you by the hand and lead you away from your husband. Okay? That's
Or
what
wife or
he
whatever.
does.
Mm.
And he will try
Mm.
it every day. So
Mm.
don't think
Yep.
just because you're so strong yesterday or you feel strong today that you'll feel the same tomorrow. It's a
No, you won't.
daily walk. It's a daily
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
And we just can't stress enough how much we love you. We do care
Yep.
about you. We know we
Yep.
will meet you all one day. We know we're accountable for the words that we say to you too.
Yep.
So we are not trying to guide you
No.
in any way but to the truth.
Through the gospel. Through the
And the
only way
truth
that
will
you
set
can
you
go.
free. Mm,
Only way to go is your debts, your sins, and everything was paid in full. You cannot do anything to get yourself up there. Nothing at
no,
all. Don't even. I mean, it's great to be an overcomer and strive for obedience to the Father to show Him that you love Him. That's part of the deal. But if you think that you can, oh well, maybe I might stop that and then I might get into heaven. Nah, sorry. I mean, look, we've all tried to really, clean ourselves up and that sort
mm,
of thing. But I mean, if you have a look at the big picture, there is no way that you can get in on your own with whatever you can do. Whatever you can do is just a joke. It really is.
exactly right.
But you can humble yourself. Make sure you're humble. Look.
That's right.
Everything that we've done, I just make sure that, and Sis knows this. I hate taking any credit for anything. I hate being given credit for anything because it's not me. It's the Father. He just
Mhm.
works through.
Yep,
You are
that's right.
nothing but a humble servant until you go home. That
And
is the
just
way it is.
remember, guys,
Do not boast.
your weakness, he will use as
Yep.
his strength. And all
Yep.
good things come to those who love him. So even the things that are horrible now, somehow will be
Yep.
turned around to be used for good in eternity, in the eternal
Yep.
scope of things.
Yeah.
So just don't give up. Do not feed into the world's fear, lies, manipulation. It wants to wear you down continually. It's like the grinding stone, just grinding
Mm,
away at you.
mm,
Don't let it
mm.
happen. And the
The
only
less
way
you
you
love on
cannot
this.
let,
Mm.
the
The less
less
you
you
love
love
on this world,
your
the
life.
less you love on this world, the more you, the more simple you live, the more you hate money, the more you hate any of these tentacles on this plane, on this sin-given plane, is a much is the only way to get rid of your life here, to hate your life here, to hate it here. That's the only way that you are going to go through to the next life. Because people, they just want to hold on to their lives and, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that. Well, it's not your life to do that. I'm sorry. It really isn't.
Unfortunately,
we've got
since
a message.
birth, we were trained that is the opposite
That's
to
right.
what we should have been. We should hang on to our life. We have to, we have to
Yep.
love everybody, not people, but we have to love everything about this life, and we should, respect and all the. It's a big lie. The lie is,
and to deconstruct yourself from that is hard.
You have to.
To deconstruct yourself from the indoctrination that we all grew up with, the indoctrination and the lies that we grew up with, to separate yourself from that once you have been in the system is the hardest part. That is the hardest part.
That's where he takes it away from you. That's why.
Correct.
The more you try, the more you fail. The more you give to him, throw it at his feet. So I can't deal with this. If you have called me and you love me, take it from me. If you have addiction, take it from me. If you have a family member that you really hate and you can't forgive, Father, take it from me. Show me, show me, show me. That's all. It's simple, guys. The more you simplify this, the further you're going to go, the quicker you're going to get there. Talk about warp speed. We're in it. We're in warp speed, and he is going to help every one of you. He said he'll pour out his spirit on all flesh in the end of days. He is, but he's only doing it to those who ask. Of those of us who believe. Your faith is what makes you righteous. It's your faith. It's not if you paid tithes or if you gave old Mary a lift to the shop or if you didn't. It's your faith is counted to you as your righteousness. That is ground bottom ground. Okay, there's your 101, Christianity 101.
I had Mary in the car sideways, taking it into the shop. She loved it. No, I'm joking, but yeah, I know.
My mate Mary.
No,
my friend Mary.
No. I was just
serious.
I was just saying a bit of a joke. But Mary liked it. Mary liked it. I drove pretty fast, and she got down there pretty quick to get her bread and milk, and she's back home now. So, but look,
wow.
It was good to actually. Being so pent up and serious, and I thought this was going to, well, it is a serious live stream, but it was good to laugh at these droids on the stage, and it's funny what you said. Yes, the father just laughs at their plans, and I've got to go back and watch old Chrissy go for it again. I just need a laugh, I just really do. So yeah, guys, look, if you need a laugh, just watch Chris, and I'm not sure if you can feel sorry for him, but he's probably beyond that point. But
he's way beyond
he is. So, but yeah,
but
look,
anyway.
The gospel is number one. We're preaching the gospel. If you're not saved, doesn't matter what you've done, doesn't matter what you're good. If you do not accept him utterly and fully and submit in a proper conversion, guys, it is game over. I'm sorry, but that's what he has said. That's what I will follow. It's not what I have said. I'm just reiterating the message here and the gospel, and that's our job. That's our job, because we will be held accountable. It's that simple. Right. We will be held accountable, and I don't want to get up there and on the big TV screen saying, "Hey, you didn't tell that person about me." Why? Because they could have been a Christian then. Imagine having that on your head. So
that's right.
I even if you're around people that you don't know, just say, "Oh, we better pick up that Bible." You've said Bible, and they think Bible. So you've given them that chance. You've said that, or and they walk past you, say, I know you don't like it, but maybe God bless, Jesus loves you, something like that. Just really nice and friendly. Keep walking, nice smile on your face. Don't ram it down their throat. That's not our job. We can't judge anyone because we're for.
I think we're actually past the point. we're past
Yeah.
the point that anyone wants to listen to anything anymore, and
Yeah. No, that's it.
that's why
That's it.
it's all up to him. And blessing, honor, glory,
Mm,
and power be unto the Ancient of Days. And his
yeah.
revelation, just in closing, guys, chapter 5
Yeah.
and
Mm,
verse 9, book of Revelation. You are worthy to take the scroll and to open its seals, for you were slain, for you have redeemed us to the Father by your blood out of every
mm,
tribe and tongue and people and
mm,
nation, and has
mm,
made us kings and priests to our Father, and we reign, and we shall reign on the earth. So there, what a promise. We're going to be here for
mm,
another
mm,
1,000 years that we know of anyway. So, you know,
mm.
in his millennial
In the
kingdom.
New
So
Jerusalem. Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
New Jerusalem. So let's just and we're all going to get to know each other really well there. So
Mm,
I mean, there's so much to look forward to, and
mm.
I'm just I'm gonna over and out. So then I'll
I'm going
pass
to
it
be
over
armed
to
up
you.
like. Mm, I'm going to be armed up like the Super Hornet here, be loaded with bombs and keep bombing Satan left, right, and centre. I wouldn't stop. Yeah, I reckon the father would have to pull me back. Hey, that's
Oh
enough,
my
Paul.
God.
That's enough. That's enough.
Yeah,
I say, no, no,
that's
no,
right.
no. Just I've got 3 left. I've got 3 left. I've got to get rid of them. So,
All right. Well, my
yeah,
apologies
yeah.
in advance for this being premiered late, because it is
Yeah,
now 8 p.m.
yeah.
Central Standard Time. So we're going to get out of here. We're going to
That's
load
right.
this up,
Thanks,
and
guys.
we're going to jump in,
Love you.
chap. We love you
Yep.
all,
Love
and
you all, guys.
yeah. So we will see you on our next heavily censored, heavily shadow banned stream,
Yeah.
which is not a stream
Roger that.
anymore. This
That's
is
right.
Beck and Growler. We
Yeah,
are
we'll see you in the chat, guys.
off.
Thank
Bye.
you.